Hello guys, how are you? Cryptis here. I'm just gonna play a 1 minute. Hey Simdal, how are you, man? Nice to see you here, as usual. Thank you again. I'm gonna play just one video while waiting for more people, and that's it.
Whenever you're ready, Captain. Don't kill me. Just help me run away from everyone. I need a place to stay where I can cover up my face. Don't cry. I am just afraid. I am just afraid. I am just afraid. I am just afraid. My head is filled with parasites, black holes cover up my eyes. I dream of you almost every night. Hopefully, I won't wake up this time. I won't wake up this time. I won't wake up this time. I won't wake up this time.
Hello guys, how are you? Thanks again for being here. How are you, Derby? Simdal again. Phoenix.
I'm recording the video.
Sorry, I'm gonna just change this. So today is gonna be a quick live. I'm gonna talk about three subjects, three topics. One of them is gonna be non-secular elements or non-secular items. The second one is the alcohol as a potential trigger here in the Delphi murders. I'm gonna do like a short comparison with the Colombian serial killer Luis Garavito, who is the most prolific serial killer ever in the history. He killed about 140 children, and law enforcement says that maybe he killed 400 children. So I'm gonna do a small comparison here. And the third subject is about the murder weapon. There's some speculation about Garrote. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about that. Everything is pure speculation here, guys. So if you are one of those guys, stay quiet. It's not a big deal. You can disagree with me. So I'm gonna put also the link for you guys if you wanna call. So you have the link here. So I'm gonna start with the crime scene here. We have a representation of how Abby was placed. This is the drawing that True Crime Design put on her community page. So I'm gonna use that to introduce my speech, let's say. So we have Abby here. We know that her arms are folded, right? And we know also that there's some kind of symbol there. For the sake of this video, let's say that the symbol is not a rune. So the idea here is that, in my opinion, one potential theory is that um, the killer or the killers, they were not Odinists, let's say, but Christians. So here we have Levi's arms folded. We have a symbol that, in my opinion, this could be a Christian symbol. And we have also, let me just run my video here. It's a little bit slow. Remember that the crime site, I don't know if it was the primary crime site or the secondary crime site, but the place where the girls were disposed, let's say, was near to a creek. So we have the water element there. All of these elements could be part or could be like elements of baptism or Christian baptism. So I'm gonna play this video here. Is So this is Micah Hudson. Remember, this is the pastor that was playing the video or the audio, the down the hill audio during the press conference. And this is the other pastor, the pastor Todd, if I am not mistaken. They are conducting a baptism in the Deer Creek, right? So again, for the trolls, I'm not saying that Micah is the bridge guy or he was the killer or something like that. It's just to be able to explain what I'm trying to say, right? Phoenix, you think by now that people will realize you often play the devil's advocate. Lol, that's a good thing. Thank you, man. So in this video, Micah and the other pastor, they are conducting a baptism in the Deer Creek. I don't know if this is close to the Mononhai Bridge or not close, but you have the idea, right? So let's play it.
Do you believe in Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? Do you believe that He died for our sins and rose from the grave for us? Will you follow Him all your life? Good. Good. Cross your arms. There you go. We're going to go over with that time.
So he just told her, cross your arms, right? So she's folding her arms, and then let's repeat this here again. 1 second.
Good. Good. Cross your arms. There you go. We're going to go over with that time.
So in my mind, in my brain, this position here is really similar to the position that Abby had when she was. Sorry, there's a noise in my kitchen. I'm just gonna wait 1 second because you're not gonna hear what I'm saying here. So just 1 second, please. Sorry, someone is kitchening something. It's gonna take 1 minute. Actually, I'm gonna replay this.
Good. Good. Cross your arms. There you go. We're going to go over with that time in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
So this was a baptism. We have water, the Deer Creek. We have the arms folded, and we have a good comment here that was led by Simdal. She wrote monogram more likely than a run, in my opinion. You got it. That's what I'm gonna talk in a couple of minutes. And that's a symbol that is used during the baptisms. So you were ahead of my mind here, Simdal. I think you're learning to read my mind, and that's not good, or that's good. I don't know. So let's continue here. Sorry, I'm kind of slow today. I don't know why, but I accept that at the beginning of this case, I was looking into the pastor. To me, he was a person of interest here. Why? Remember that Robert Ives, he said that there were some signatures at the crime scene, and according to him, the signatures were non-secular elements or non-secular items. I think it was the exact word he used. So there was like a religious element in this case. So that's why one of the potential relations between Micah, who was the pastor or of one of the churches at Delphi, there was a potential relation, let's say. Remember that Carter said, speaking to the killer who may be here in this room, and Micah was there in the room playing the audio, sorry. And Micah, he was conducting baptism at the Deer Creek. So he knew the area. He knew how to move on those waters. He was local. He was religious figure. Another thing that was said in this case is that when the killer is going to be known, the population or the community is going to be shocked. So imagine if this guy was a pastor, everybody was going to be shocked, right? Another thing was the gate. So I'm going to play a video of Micah performing conducting a mass, and you're gonna see how he walked and the kind of gait he had. So let's see that.
Watch the person's mannerisms as they walk. Watch the mannerisms as he walks. Do you recognize the mannerisms as being someone that...
Like I said, try to take yourself back to February the 13th, that day, and look at...
And also he changed his aspect before and after the murders. Looked at before that he was totally shaved, and after that he had a big beard, right?
This picture, because he would have looked that way at that point in time. Today, he may have grown a full beard, may have shaved his head, on a full beard, may have shaved his head, on a full beard, may have shaved his head, on a full beard, may have shaved his head, may have dyed his hair.
This is a picture of Micah at the Monon High Bridge. So I was in that rabbit hole at the beginning. That's far away right now. So, but I wanted just to show this to continue explaining the baptism theory or hypothesis or idea I want to tell you guys.
Directly to the killer, who may be in this room, who may be in this room, who may be in this room.
Micah, play the clip, please.
So, as Simdal was saying in the chat, to me, this symbol, and for me, the sticks are a symbol. I'm not saying that it's an Odinist symbol, or I don't know, maybe it's just a signature of the killer, maybe something personal to him, or maybe something non-secular or religious. But to me, this symbol is closer to a Christian symbol than to an Odinist symbol. And that symbol is really similar to this symbol Kiro or Chiro. I don't know how is the pronunciation of that. It translates to Christ, and the Christians use this symbol today, and it connects back to Jesus. And this symbol is used during the baptism of the Christian people or Christian followers, let's say. So Again, folded arms is something that is very used during the Christian baptism. So I just I think there are some potential connections or images or symbology here that may be interpreted as as a Christian thing here, and the baptism could be something interesting here. Maybe the killer was trying to to do the to do the baptism to Abby before killing her, or that's why he crossed the creek with the girls, because he wanted to baptism the girls. I don't know. I'm just speculating again. I'm just saying that is really interesting that we have 3 or 4 elements here: the folded arms, this symbol that is a symbol used for by the Christians during the baptism. We have the Deer Creek, and we know that if the bridge guy, he actually crossed the creek with the girls, is someone that is able to move in those waters. He knows the area. So that was the first subject here. I'm gonna do a pause to see what are your messages here. Annalise said, key row are the first letters of Christo. In the example shown there is also alpha and omega, signifying beginning and end. Good point. Hiawatha, hello, how are you? It surely looks more like a Chiro than a rune, in my opinion. Yeah, to me too. Deja vu, how are you? How are you, Deja vu? Nice to have you here. Alpha, omega, beginning and end. Analyset, Ki, Kai rhymes with pi. You're right. Simdal could be moved by the people that found them. 100%. Analyset, I also think that there could be an element of paganism, essentially white supremacist type. Yeah, I'm not discarding anything. I'm just saying that it looks more like a Christian thing instead of an Odinism thing here. And we have Robert Ives talking about non-secular items. I know that he's not an expert in religion or something like that, but I don't know. To me, it looks also like a Christian thing and not like an Odinism thing here. Analyset, I was getting there. I was researching this stuff during the last migraine, and I didn't finish searching and thinking. I don't know, what were you talking about? Maybe I'm reading in the opposite side. I should go from top to bottom. Analyset Simdal, I think of it more in liturgical churches than basic Protestant churches. I think it's more common in Catholic, Anglican, and Lutheran. Yes, you're talking about the symbol, the Cairo symbol. So again, that was my first subject here. I just wanted to come back to my initial research about that, because I was into the pastors. I know that maybe that's not the actual situation here, but if let's say the pastors, they don't have anything to do here, but maybe Bridge Guy and the other actors that were actually into religion, they were Christians, and they killed for some religious thing that we don't know. And that symbol, the sticks on Abby, they look more like a Christian symbol and not like a pagan symbol, let's say. I'm gonna go with my second subject. Here we have the bridge guy. Something that it's been discussed in this community is that the jacket looks stuffed, like bulky. that British guy, he has some potentially he has some items there. Actually, he's maybe a skinny guy, but the jacket makes him look bigger than he is, and that maybe he has some items or some elements inside that jacket. So the usual thing that is being said here is that he had some weapons or some knives or something to kill the girls, like killing a kid, let's say. He had something that was intended to commit the crime, let's say. That's one of the narratives here in this case, right? I think that a potential item or element, again, pure speculation, don't shoot the YouTuber here, is that he may have some bottle of alcohol there, and that he went to the trails to drink. We know that in the case of Richard Allen, and is one of the speculation here is that he had alcohol problems. That he at one point he was an alcoholic, right? And at the time of the murders, or the time that we were told, the time of the events, let's say, when he was there at the trails, at the Monon High Bridge, it is not a time to drink. No, it's like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So let's say that if he was actually having an alcohol problem, that would be a good place to go to drink. It's like an isolated place. Is He's not gonna drink at home because maybe his family is there. He's not gonna go to a bar at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon at Delphi. So maybe he went to the trails to drink if he had a problem. So again, I'm speculating. So I'm gonna continue with this the video. So in Reddit, again, I know Reddit is not the most reliable source here, but this is something that is being discussed over and over. Someone on the subs who said that let's say a coworker of Allen at CBS said he had heard he had gone to a mental health facility and that he assumed it was for alcohol. So it's not the first time I hear that or I read that. Let's say it's fair to think that Richard Allen was an alcoholic, right? So this is a short clip. It's 10 seconds in Spanish. I'm going to translate after. This is Garavito. Garavito is the serial killer who killed the highest quantity of people in the history, and all of them were children. Confirmed 140 children. The law enforcement in Colombia, they think he could have killed approximately 400 children there. He was a piece of shit, the worst of the worst. So one of the motives for him to kill was alcohol. When he was drinking, he transformed himself into another person. He became violent. Let's listen to him here. And I'm gonna translate after.
El licor. Y yo cuando me pasaba de copas, perdía el control de mi vida, me volvió una persona díscola y sin control, sin perspectivas.
So that was Garavito. You can see there's a lot of documentaries in YouTube, but basically most of the crimes he committed were under the influence of alcohol. And one of the evidences or the clues that law enforcement had to capture Garavito was that at almost at every crime scene they found a bottle of alcohol. So you know that where you are under the influence of alcohol, if you if you are a shy guy and you have problems to connect with women, if you are not able to talk with a woman, if you are under the influence of alcohol, you go to a discotheque, you can talk to them with no problem. So there's a factor of the inhibition, let's say. If you don't like to fight or you're scared of people, but you have alcohol in your veins, you are able to go into a fight with no problem. Yeah, so you're gonna be like a courageous guy. And in the same sense, if you have fantasies in your head, if you are dreaming during over years to commit this type of crimes, maybe if he was in the influence of alcohol that day, that could be seem that alcohol makes woman prettier as well and makes you prettier yourself too. You think you are handsome, more handsome than you are. I agree. I agree with you. But anyways, so I think that that could be a possibility if this guy was an alcoholic and he he was on the trails that day drinking. Maybe that he if he was drunk, let's say, or almost drunk, or he was drinking too much, that could be a trigger for him to go one step ahead of his fantasies there. So the example was Luis Garavito, the Colombian serial killer. So now, in the first topic, we had Abby. Here we have Libby. It's going to be a short subject as well. We know that according to the details we know of the crime scene, there was a bad trauma suffered by Libby. Her face was really treated very bad. She was nearly decapitated. We know that she had some blood on her hands. And one of the things that is being said here is that part of her fingers were like mutilated. And one theory is that that was made by the killer to eliminate like DNA traces, let's say, if she was fighting him. But where I'm going here is this. Look, I'm just gonna play this a little bit more. So, you know that when a garrote is used, there's a very thin wire, right? So if the killer used a garrote as a weapon to commit this crime, and if Libby was trying to protect her neck with her hands, that could be the explanation of why she suffered that kind of injuries on her hands, and that's maybe why she had blood on her hands, and that was maybe also why her fingers. I heard something about 7 or 8 fingers that were partially mutilated. So it makes sense that a garrote could have been used as a potential murder weapon. Again, it's pure speculation. I heard that on Reddit, on YouTube. Nothing that is a reliable source, but makes sense to me. Makes sense. And then once the fingers were mutilated, let's say, the wire that could generate the rest of the trauma on her neck and her face. Remember that we had in previous lives here, we had Dan, Curious Contrarian, and he was telling us a little bit more about the trauma, the details of the trauma suffered by Libby on her face. And according to him, there was like part of the skin of Libby's face that was almost peeled off, right? So that's consistent also with a garrote. If the bridge guy was using this kind of wire that could cut Libby's fingers, that could almost decapitate Libby, and that could be also when he was removing the wire, that could generate the peeling off or the peel off effect on her face. So I don't know, guys, if you think that this makes sense or not, but to me, I wouldn't discard that. We don't know every single piece of information or of evidence here. We heard about a knife. There's speculation that a knife was found on the Wabash River after the interview made by law enforcement to Keegan Klein. So we are always talking about a knife, but what if a garrote was used as well? And the next video is to show how a garrote can generate. It's just a wood, so it's not graphic at all. But how a garrote can generate this type of trauma.
I got this little pocket saw. Never tried one. Always wanted to. Wire saw. Go find a log, branch. See if we can cut it.
Give me a hatchet instead.
So the key is to keep it wide. Don't make it into a circle.
And be on the top side.
And be on the top side down, push down, yeah. So it does work. I just wouldn't do anything heavy.
So I didn't discover that the water is a liquid here, but it was just a good image to remember how a thin wire can generate this type of damage, let's say. So imagine a wire acting like that on a human flesh, let's say. So that was my short live today. I'm gonna pass through your comments here before leaving. And again, if someone wants to call, I'm gonna put again the link here. Lynn, must been scary. No, for sure. Imagine poor girls. Simdal. Digital. There are photos out there, unfortunately. Yeah, that's right. Simdal, maybe a thick bread of fishing line. Yeah, which is something in the same sense of a garrote, right? A funny thing, not a funny, but special thing here is that in Spanish, we use the word garrote for another type of weapon. So, do you know this type of baseball bats that have like nails on it? We call that a garrote. So, in the case of John Bennett Ramsey, when they were talking about a garrote, I was thinking about that type of garrote. I just figured out that a garrote was another thing a couple of years ago. Digital. I missed something. Who reported all these injuries to Libby? Yeah, as Simdal said, there are pictures everywhere surfing on the internet, and we had a guest here who I think is reliable, who was explaining the injuries in a previous life. So that's why I'm giving that type of credibility, and that's why I made the video today to see what could be consistent with that kind of injuries, right? Big fish, small pond, Cryptes, good job on your visuals, very nicely done. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Let's see here what other. Hiawatha. Digital, I think the bullet was planted. Gotta have an arrest before the election. Law enforcement is not always very transparent, so I wouldn't discard that, actually. Analyset. Considering all that was done, at best, any Christianity at the scene would be very perverted. Very perverted, or some kind of craziness in the head of the killer. But yeah, I got your point. Digital. So was the killer familiar with the area and planned his crossing and dumping spot, or had he never been before? So his bullet had to have been dropped that day. Cannot be both. Yeah, good point. I think he was there before. I think he knew the area. I think he was familiar with the area. And if we go with the theories we presented today, again, speculation, he knew how to move in those waters. He was comfortable there. And to me, he was familiar with the area. What else do we have here, guys? Rukus here. Wanna call Rukus? Would be cool if you call. Tell us something about Evansdale, your last trip. Lynn, the bullet was found in 2017. Digital. Hiawatha, but nobody talked about face or body trauma, just cut wounds. That's what I was telling you, Digital. Yeah, we had a guest here. He has a channel, and he talked about the trauma suffered by Libby on her face. I'm gonna put again the link just in case our friend Rukus honor us with his presence. It would be cool, man. I got your WhatsApp, so we have to plan the live together, man. It's gonna be cool. I don't know, guys. What do you think about the subjects we presented today? Is something that you think is crazy? Is something that you think is possible, or it's just bullshit? I don't know. Or it's potentially something that could have happened here. Hiawatha Digital. There are a lot of crime scene photos that we've not seen, but several creators have had for months. Yep. Simdal says hello to Rukus. So, guys, I think that's gonna be all for today. I was glad to have you here, guys. See you maybe next week. Yeah. Keep in touch. Okay, sorry. We have here a couple of people, so I'm gonna say hello. Cleo, good evening, everyone. Don't forget to hit that like. Yes, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Thank you for being here, Cleo. Lynn, they were just sticks, nothing else. I don't think so. In my opinion, that is too geometrical. I'm not saying it's Odinist or pagan, but there's a symbol there. It's not just sticks. It's too geometrical. It was arranged on purpose. To signify why, I don't know. But in my opinion, it's not just sticks. But I respect your opinion. If you think that it's just sticks, maybe you're right. I don't know, but I don't think so. Sindal, it's a decent explanation of the wounds of the hands. I agree. We have also Jennifer Dickerson. Hey, Cryptes, how are you, Jennifer? And Jennifer was one of the subs that was talking about the Garrote. So I wanted to do a video about that because it makes sense, in my opinion. Annalise said, Rokus, I thought you were traveling. Are you free at the moment while your Sherpa unloads your luggage? Yeah, that's a good point. And girls, of course. Hiawatha Cryptes. No, it's not crazy. In fact, Annalise was talking about the key row last week. Ah, really? Ah, I didn't know about that. Bah, cool. So that's it, guys. Thanks so much. And keep in touch. Stay safe. Have a nice week. Bye-bye.